My name is Rick Snell. I'm retired. I'm an adjunct associate professor at the University of Tasmania. I spend about 1 week out of every 4 in Queenstown, where I grew up as a young person, went to school. I run the Missing Tiger bookshop here. I'm chair of the Unconformity organisation, and I run a store at Salamanca part-time in Hobart. The earliest memories I have is of my mother. She was a single parent with 2 children in the early 1960s, which is never easy, especially in a conservative place like Tasmania. Just a fantastic childhood, because you would leave home in the early hours of the morning. Mum and Dad wouldn't ask where you were, and you'd be up in the hills. So I spent a lot of my time just exploring the hillsides. The whole world actually exists in this valley. So most families made 1 trip a year, either to Burnie or to Hobart. High school was a really important time period for me for a number of reasons. One was that I loved to read books, and that's rare and unusual. Most of my contemporaries had never read books. There was a much greater aspect to me, which was a very sporty aspect, but in most of my contemporaries and peers' views was very much that I was a bookworm and a bit of a nerd. The right to information law is a passionate interest, because it involves and kind of brings almost everything together in terms of my interest in politics, my interest in history, and my interest in law. Despite the abysmal nature of my law degree, because I'm one of the few law academics in Australia that's ever failed law subjects. Probably the proudest of the influence that I seem to have on a very large number of graduates. And for a number of students, it was because I represented something that was different than the norm. Because of my background from Queenstown, because of my working class background. My wife and I basically see this as part of our community contribution back to this community. So part of that is in providing employment for our staff. Part of it is actually making books available for locals and being able to have access to them. We now sponsor prizes at the school for literacy. I think Unconformity does such a fantastic job in bringing the West Coast, and Queenstown in particular, but the West Coast in general, to the world, to an international audience. This will be a thriving cultural, recreational activity place where mining will be just one of the things that takes place. Raymond Arnold, the artist, talks about Queenstown as being an art mining town. And I think that's very much my vision that I'd like to be part of for the rest of my life, what's ever left.